Hi everyone. I thought I would come on here and just share my testimony, I suppose, with being on a silent retreat and what has inspired me to host a retreat and invite others to join me on a silent retreat. So the first time I went to a silent retreat was in 2017. I think it was in June. I can't remember. But I'd had a really traumatic experience that the best way I can describe it is if my life was a vase, a flower, a vase, and someone just threw it on the floor and it broke and, everything was shattered. I was really struggling, and I had been to the doctor and tried sleeping meds because I was struggling to sleep. It hadn't worked, so I found myself googling a silent retreat place. Somehow, I suppose my spirit knew what I needed, and I found a place, and I spent three days in silence. And this was my very first time at a silent retreat, but it made a huge difference. Funny enough, what I didn't expect, because I thought I want to pray, I was even planning to fast. But the lady who was running the place actually was like, no, you actually need to be gentle with yourself. And she was like, you probably need to sleep a lot more than you think you're going to. And boy, did I sleep. And I journaled. I spent a lot of time in silence, and that was such a healing time. Those 3 days were amazing. And since then, I have been regularly taking time off and going off on a silent retreat. And I have I've continued to find so much value, so much healing, and so much rest from it. So I found this venue that's really close to Johannesburg, and it's also close to Pretoria. And I thought, because also each time I tell someone that, oh, I was at a silent retreat, and they're like, how do you even manage to spend time in silence? Do you switch off your phone? Don't you wonder? Don't you get tempted? And so I thought, let me make an invitation, open up an invitation, and host a group of people to a 1 day retreat. This is not a 3 day retreat. This is like a small, just dipping your toe in the water and just getting a taste of it. But I mean, there have been several times that I've just been like, I have a day and I'm going to go and spend this day in silence, and it has been life-changing each time. So just because it's 1 day doesn't mean it's of any less value. So I am inviting you to a silent retreat on Saturday, 2 April. Just before we get into the second quarter of the year. Can you believe we are? Like, the first quarter of the year is already out. We're in the last 2 weeks. But before we get into the second quarter, this is an invitation. If you feel this resonates with you, maybe you are in a season where you're in pain and you would like just some time out to just sit with yourself and meditate and commune with God. Or maybe your life is really busy and you just want to have some time where you can rest and just reflect. This is an invitation. On the 2nd of April, I am hosting a silent retreat, and it's going to cost 400 Rand for each person. If for any reason that is not, you're not able to pay the fee, Hannah at Hannah's Detox is sponsoring 2 tickets to the event. And so if I were you, I would visit her social media pages to just see what she is offering and how you can get that free ticket. There's no You don't have to follow anyone or anything. Just get onto Hannah's social media pages and you'll find out information on how you can get those 2 tickets. So this is really for someone that feels this is something that I feel that I need at this point in my life, and I would like to be part of this. This is your invitation to join me for a day in silence. And I just want to end this video with just 3 reasons why silence. And interestingly enough, there's an aeroplane now making noise. I hope you can still hear me. So why silence? Because at times we are not present enough to hear ourselves. There's so much going on. We live in the world of technology, the social media. There's so many voices, and it's so important to distinguish the many voices from our own voices. To own our lives, we have to know that this is me, this is my voice, this is what I'm thinking, this is my conviction. And secondly, because it's one of the ways that we get to easily hear God. So when we're silent, like sometimes we are praying and asking God, but we don't stop long enough to hear what God says in response, what God's answer is to our prayers. So silence is one of those places where we can sit and hear God and hear what he's saying to us. And you know, we all can hear God. You don't need to go to somebody to hear God for you. We all can hear God because we're all his children. And yeah, I've already said this. Thirdly, it's really important. We live in a noisy world. Like even if you're like, I'm doing a social media detox, I'm switching off my phone, there's still people around us. There's so many voices speaking, and the silent retreat allows you to be on your own and to really hear yourself and hear God. So if this resonates with you, I am inviting you. There's a link to register, and once you register, you get more information about where we're going and how to pay for the retreat. God bless you, and I pray that you find joy, peace, freedom, and just peace.